Hello and welcome to day 1 of February Champ Camp, Navigating Virtual State Competition. We'll start off with a brief overview of the timeline. Roleplay prompts will be released at 8 a.m. on Tuesday, February 23rd, and testing will be on the same day from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., when you will have 1 hour to take the test during that window. The deadline to upload everything, which includes your roleplay presentation, written entry, and written project oral presentation, is on 5 p.m. on Thursday, February 25th. It may take some time to get each item uploaded, so make sure to do it before the deadline, not the last minute. Also, do note that although testing is until 6 p.m. on Tuesday, the exams will close promptly at 6 p.m. So for example, if you start at 5:30 p.m., you won't have until 6:30 p.m. It'll close at 6. So make sure to get started well before the deadline. Here's a general overview for submitting your roleplay and written events. Most aspects of recording and submitting are the same as they were for district. And you can check those out on Form D on the California DECA website under State Conference. The Form D, which is called Competitive Event Procedures. So for roleplay events, first you'll find the roleplay prompt on the portal, prepare for your presentation, create any visuals or whatever you need to do during your preparation period, and then record your presentation on Zoom. It'll process on your computer, and then you upload the video onto Google Drive, and then submit the link to the Google Drive video on the portal after applying the proper visibility settings. More detail on this whole process can be found on Form D, the Competitive Event Procedures document, which I strongly recommend checking out. For written events, you'll record your oral presentation just like the roleplay and submit it. And you'll also need to submit your written entry to the portal as well. For team events, which can include team decision-making events or written projects if you're in a team of 2 or 3 people, the designated team captain will be the one to access the portal, view the prompt, and submit the links. Now we'll go into a bit more detail about the recording and submitting your process for your role plays or written project oral presentations. The first step is to film on Zoom. If you have teammates for your event, you can share the link to the meeting with them. Record your entire presentation using the screen sharing features if you want. And remember that all teammates must be on camera for the entire recording. So if you are doing a team event, you can go to the top right-hand corner of your screen where it says View, and then set the view to Gallery mode so that all teammates will be visible. Of course, they have to have their cameras on as well, or else you won't be able to see their face. Make sure to record your presentation, and after the meeting ends, the video will process on your computer, and then once it's done processing, you can upload the video file to Google Drive and enable link sharing. You can do this by going to the sharing settings of the video on Google Drive and set the visibility to anyone with the link. It can't be restricted or anyone who's shared to it. It has to be anyone with the link. Once you do this, you get the link, you can paste it in the submission website, and it will allow you to put in the URL. So this is what the website will look like, and then you can paste it right here. Now, here are some procedural errors that you definitely want to avoid so that your submission is valid and can be scored. Depending on your event, you may need to submit multiple links. For example, if you're doing an individual series event and you have both a roleplay 1 and a roleplay 2, or if you're doing a written event and you have to submit both the oral presentation and the written entry. Make sure not to submit the wrong link to the wrong location. You can prevent this by pasting the link into a browser before you submit to make sure that the link you have leads to the right video. Alternatively, you can just put the links on a notepad and label them so you know which one is which. Just make sure that you check the link before you submit it so that you know that it leads to the right file. Proper visibility is also crucial because if you don't set the right sharing settings, then your judge won't be able to see your entry. We briefly went over this in the previous slide, and again, you can find more details on Form D, the Competitive Event Procedures document. But one tip to make sure that you have the right visibility is to check the link works by pasting it into a private browser. So that could be an incognito window, or it could be like a different browser that you're not logged into. Because if you paste it into your regular browser, it may show the video even if the proper visibility isn't set, because you're already logged into the Google account there. So paste it into a private browser, and if it shows the correct video, or it shows exactly what it's supposed to be, roleplay 1 or roleplay 2, then you're good. And you can paste it in this submission website. Also, make sure to upload the video onto Google Drive, not YouTube or any other video sharing platform. Google Drive is pretty user-friendly, and Form D has detailed instructions on how to use it. But if you still are encountering any technical difficulties, you can contact technical support, which will be available during from the February 23rd to 25th. And one last tip is to make sure that all team members are on camera for the entire duration. Again, you can do this by setting the view mode to gallery view instead of speaker view. Do note that this only matters for the person who's recording the video, because it will record what's ever shown on the computer screen for the person who's recording it, which would probably be your team captain. All right, so this was just an overview of the process, which is again very similar to district. Tomorrow we'll be talking about some more tips to make sure that your presentation stands out and how to connect to your judge.